Let's not go overboard. Anyway, all right. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. I'm sorry about Jason's math. Talking about Lane going 19-2 at home at Ole Miss. I don't know what the numbers he's referencing, but it is Ole Miss math. I see Britt and many others text in. He has lost more than 2 games at home as the head coach. That's even withdrawing Vanderbilt 4 times and not having to play Georgia. All right, so your SEC Insider Hit this morning is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your car and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent, favorites.com. This is 105.9 The Zone ESPN. Auburn dominates Mississippi State. Ole Miss and Vandy was a snoozer. And, Georgia dominated Florida. A&M finally got going. I watched that. That was the early game. That was the Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary game. And they finally got going against South Carolina. Whew, they were slow out of the gate, which I think Ole Miss fans feeling pretty good. They're a favorite this weekend against the Texas A&M Aggies. Boy, that'll be the nail in the coffin if Ole Miss wins this weekend. Ole Miss minus 4.5 over the and they should be. Ole Miss minus 4.5 over the Aggies. Mississippi State at home against Kentucky is a 3-point dog. MSU at home against Kentucky is a 3-point dog.
You like the dogs there, or you don't like the dogs in any SEC?
I don't have any confidence in Mississippi State at all. They're going through a tough time. It just is what it is.
I found out it's 19.
Nothing. I love fandom, but nothing crazy is going to change. They are who they are. So now Will Rogers may play this weekend. They may get their passing game going a little bit, but of course Will can't run it. So then that kind of negates their running game.
He can't play defense either. So
no. Well, they made Peyton Thorne look like Peyton Manning. They made 20-26. They made Peyton Thorne look like Peyton Manning, and the Auburn receivers were wide open.
Yeah.
So that is, and they're not good. Their passing game's not good. So that is a major, major problem. The defensive side of the football gets exposed. Their linebackers get exposed in any kind of passing situation. And, look, they couldn't figure out who, and then they had guys running into each other on offense, which I think is a new way to do it and could work really well. They should run that play again. And let's get our listeners' thoughts on the Ag Up Equipment text line, 601-885-3776. 885-3776. Was there any other surprise? That Tennessee-Kentucky game was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
I watched that. I stayed with that. Of course, I watched A&M South Carolina. I watched Auburn, Mississippi State. That was over in just a few minutes. Ole Miss and Vandy was a snoozer, and Georgia put the hammer on Gator Matt's Florida Gators. And you still ask this question, will Florida ever come back? You know they will, right? But, Spurrier's 12-year run was unbelievable before going to the NFL. And then, boy, there's a lot of what might have been with Spurrier, what could have been. If he doesn't get mad, he kind of threw a fit. Coaches do that. Maybe his ego was not stroked at the level he needed it to be. Jeremy Foley, I don't think he and Jeremy Foley really jihad, and Foley wasn't interested in maybe kissing his tail. And he goes to what was then the Washington Redskins, Jason. But when he comes back, it was a close thing on the LSU job.
Ooh.
Timeline.
Yeah.
And instead he goes to, a mid-tier program, but wins 11 games 3 years in a row. Mississippi State and Ole Miss haven't done. Now, granted, they're not in the East. They're not in the East. It's a different deal.
Very true.
Dan and Hugh and now Kiffin are they're swimming in that 8 to 10 win zone, but 11 11, 11, and 11. But now the gap between the West and the East is gigantic. It's huge. And the East teams are about to realize that when we all get together and start playing. It's going to be a different deal for even Georgia, but for all the others in the league that are not powers.
Yeah.
Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Missouri. Vanderbilt doesn't count. That's one of the worst SEC teams I've seen in my life, and I have watched hundreds of games in person and on thousands, I guess, in person and on TV since 1980 when I can remember the world. Clark Lee RV Motors is not doing a good job at Vanderbilt. They make Mississippi State and South Carolina and Auburn's rosters look like they have teeth, which is incredible. All right, your SEC Insider Hit this morning brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Bundle your car and home and save with your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent, favrates.com, F-A-V-E, favrates.com. Yeah, you can't let Peyton Thorne, the Auburn QB, look like Peyton Manning. Can't do it. Yes, we still have him coming in. Jason claimed that Kiffin was 19-2 at home since starting at Ole Miss.
I found the clarification.
Okay.
It's in the last.
Will you correct your Ole Miss math?
Yeah, it's the last 21 home games. It's not since he's been at Ole Miss. It's his last 21 home games. He's 19-2.
Okay.
So that's what it was. Like the stat was correct. The clarification, I should have clarified that it was not
because his
whole
first
time
home
at
game
Ole
he
Miss.
ever had was against Florida.
Right. And that
lost.
was Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
So that one. So I guess they must start counting maybe after a home loss.
They did.
And then going from the home wins after that.
Yeah.
But 19-2 in the last 21, that's still pretty good.
It is good. And Lane's taken advantage of a window of opportunity where the league's down. And the league's been down since COVID. And this year it's way down. And the question is, what can he do with it? Can he go 11-1?
Ooh.
Now, the problem is Bartu was talking about top 25 wins. So if you beat Georgia, you have a top 25 win. A&M's not a top 25 win, and Mississippi State's not a top 25 win because obviously neither one of them are top 25. And that's what the POCOM, the playoff committee, looks at. So that is something to take into consideration.
Well, top 25, and is he mean like scoring efficiency, or is he talking because, LSU and then Tulane are both top 25?
Well, top 25 according to the College Football Playoff Committee, which we'll know tomorrow night.
Right.
So that's right. Tulane shouldn't be in the top 25, but they are. I mean, so is James Madison. That's a good point. So if you can hang on there with that Tulane W, that mighty Tulane against the backup QB, then you may have another one. And, of course, LSU's firmly, they look, even with the loss to Bama, they're going to stay in it.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to have to still win some games, though. And they do have A&M, but we'll see if y'all beat A&M, we'll see if they quit. I don't know. They were lethargic in the first half against South Carolina. But in their offensive line, goodness gracious. Max Johnson's on his, a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, in South Carolina, you still think Beamer gets one more?
I do. I really do. Could be wrong. You don't ever know. Look, Pittman and Arnett are swimming in shark waters, okay? Pittman's gone, so they're already looking for a coach.
Yeah.
Okay. And look, if you think you may let go of your coach, you have to be in the game. You have to be looking around. You have to see what's going on. I did think it was funny. Somebody posted about Clay Helton should be a candidate for one of if a job comes open. Has that person lost their damn mind? What? What are we doing here? Somebody sent us a link. Did you see that? Somebody sent us a text over the weekend. and put Clay Helton in their list. So I don't understand that. I did see this list right here, and I thought it was pretty good. So you've got Jeff Traylor, Tom Herman. The Texas State guy is interesting. People like him. He's offensive minded and so on. But you kind of start looking around and you're like, how many really, really good candidates are there if you're opening up a Power 5 job today in the SEC, in the ACC, in the Big 12? We'll just start there. Also, Arizona's come on.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy that Arizona's really come on. Let's see. Brad says, Bo, I guess the Arnett defensive back gave the defense back to the DC this weekend. Well, either he did or Hugh Freeze just got Peyton Thorne right.
Yeah.
There were guys running wide open. He was 20 of 26. 20 of 26. Did whatever he wanted. And had a very comfy pocket, too. So it was everybody. I don't want to just, it was all three levels were bad. The game was over early. And I didn't think that Mississippi State came out prepared and ready to go and engaged and ready to get after it. And honestly, that surprised me. I thought they would. So maybe I shouldn't expect that much. It'll be interesting to see what they do at home and what the crowd looks like. Ole Miss is going to play at 11 a.m. It'll be packed against Texas A&M.
It should be. It should be packed.
Yeah.
Now, whether it will be or not, that's a different story. But there's no reason that it shouldn't be packed.
Right. And then Mississippi State plays at 6:30 at night. It will not be packed. But the question is, how many people will be there? Let me go to the phones. The Patron on Yeho caller line, 601-707-3750.
We've got Gator Matt, and we were just talking about, we were wondering how he's doing, and I think he's calling in to talk about the Florida loss.
Okay, Gator Matt, what's up, buddy?
Spurrier I think he was 11-1 against Georgia. He was 11-1 against LSU, and right now, I think we've lost 8 of 10 to LSU. We've lost 8 in a row to Alabama. And then I don't know what the record recently against Georgia is. I mean, it's frustrating. It's a line of scrimmage league. And, Bo, we just got whipped. Georgia's pretty good. Just the lines of scrimmage. It was embarrassing. But it is what it is. If you're an Ole Miss fan and you think you got a chance in that game, Jason, you just need to go back to Chili's.
Oh, I love it.
Jason, and I'm so sorry that they closed the Red Lobster for you. See ya.
All right. Did the Red Lobster close on I-55?
I thought it was still there, but it might have. I haven't been over there in a while.
Okay.
So it might have been closed. But
I drove by there twice yesterday on the way to Bravo and on the way back to get my breakfast pizza with Wendy. But I didn't look over there and think about it.
I think Olive Garden's still rolling, though, right?
I don't know.
Olive Garden has to still be okay.
It's probably the same ownership group, isn't it?
I think it might be.
I don't know. Okay. For our listeners, Jason went to Shuckers on Saturday night. How late did you stay for a little while and cut the rug and stuff?
Yeah, I stayed for way too long. We stayed late into the night and then
like 1, 2?
Like 2.
Wow.
I think it was like 2.
Wow.
And then we headed out.
Okay. 2 a.m. at Shuckers. Then you flipped out of that. Oh, so you were looking for like greasy hangover food.
Exactly.
And then tell me what it came down to. What were the last 2 or 3 that y'all discussed to go to?
So
you said Chili's. Was there another?
Well, so we had to go through the whole Sunday, like, wow, Chick-fil-A sounds good right now, and then the disappointment.
Okay,
so that happened first.
Yeah.
And then we started
thinking,
Chick-fil-A.
I can't wait in line.
Oh, okay.
So if I can get Wendy and she's on the app and I'm out of town, I'll drive through and it's already ready.
Right. Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait in the line.
Yeah, and we did that whole thing, and then we were like, well, what's around there? And we went through all like the Taco Bells, the Burger Kings, that sort of thing. And
God bless, you were desperate and you were hungover.
But then I was like, wow.
You were looking for a greasy spoon.
Yes. Exactly.
Did you debate any kind of buffet or like fried? I had some. Oh, I went to Sullivan's on Saturday morning.
Ooh.
Because what did I need?
Lunch plate? Did you get you a lunch plate?
Well, I got some. I got one piece of fried chicken and one piece of baked chicken.
Ooh, that baked chicken's good, right?
It was amazing.
They got some good grocery store lunch plates. I was going up
to Florida to get a couple of steaks from Flora Butcher, but I needed to go to Sullivan's to get something. I can't remember what I was getting. But anyway, I walked in and they had the deli ready. This was like 10:30. I said, I'll have a piece of fried chicken and a piece of baked chicken. Anyway, back to, all right, so it came down, you were looking for greasy spoon food.
Yeah.
Because you had been out till 2 Does Shuckers serve food till like late, or do you know?
If they do, stay away. If they're serving food that late,
I think some people say that they've got some good items on the menu.
I think I've heard that actually for like a Saturday lunch or something. But I knew it was time to go when I found myself drinking Jack Daniel's on the rocks.
Good Lord, what is wrong with you?
That's what I was like.
After midnight?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's time. Oh. It's time to go. I'm not drinking beer anymore. Out of nowhere, I look down and I'm drinking Jack Daniel's on the rocks.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's hardcore.
I guess
that'll put some more. You needed one more gold chain, maybe two.
Exactly.
And that'll put even more hair on your chest.
Yeah, maybe some
Jack Daniel's after midnight at Shuckers.
Yeah.
This could be a Netflix series.
Yeah, it was rough. And I was dressed up as Dale from Step Brothers, and I had these quote unquote night vision goggles. They're actually just like jewelry goggles that have lights on them.
So you went in character.
Yes, I went in character. I was,
because I can see John C. Reilly drinking bourbon after midnight and just wanting to feel bad.
No doubt.
Could you tell you had drank when you got up?
Oh, Jack Daniel's on the rocks? Of course I could tell. There's no getting away from that. Yes, I could definitely tell. But everybody else was dressed up, and it was kind of like, you were feeling it. Yeah, exactly.
Halloween party.
Exactly. So I was dancing a little bit,
Oh God, if anybody has any pictures of this white guy dancing, please send them to the Ag Up Equipment text line 601-885-3776. We'll take pictures or videos. 601-885-3776. Okay. This is great. You went to Shuckers, which I would never go to.
I've been. I knew that.
I've been to the dock 100 times. I'm just done with all that.
Right.
And then you went to Chili's on Saturday. What time did you make it to Chili's on Sunday?
We got there 12:30.
Right? Oh God, did you hit the lunch crowd?
Right in the football time?
Yeah. Was it packed?
It was. It was actually. Wow. But I also, the bar was open.
That's the last thing I want to do. I went with a lot of people at Sunday lunch.
Went and sat at the bar at Chili's.
Okay. No, that was a good move.
Yeah. TVs,
that was a good move.
And just the environment, the bartender was great. She was very nice.
See, that always makes it awesome.
Yeah.
If you get a good bartender, everything else takes care of itself. Doesn't matter where you are. Restaurant, at a chain like Chili's or a super good local place. You get a good bartender, everything takes care of itself.
And the entertainment of two 40-plus-year-old guys just getting slammed at the bar watching
Are they getting
football.
after some beers?
They had the margaritas going.
Margs.
They had some margs going at 12:30, getting slammed.
Oh, man.
Watching some Saints, Cowboys,
Did
Titans.
you have a beverage?
No, I just went
stayed with water or tea or something.
Yeah, I just went water and trying to come back to life.
I had a Tito's vodka Bloody Mary at Bravo with the breakfast pizza.
Ooh,
that combo should be legal.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. I still think I'm a little bit ahead with the Chili's.
Do you?
But Bravo's a solid lunch.
It is.
Yeah.
Chuck was there. He told me about all their new wine. Oh, by the way, Bravo, I told you I'd give restaurants shout outs that had this. Bravo has Patron Silver, Patron Reposado, and Patron Añejo. And all three, because it is the best tequila in the world, all three sell, because I was talking to the bartender, at a high level. But anyway, Chuck was talking about all that. They were doing a wine tasting later. I wasn't going to hang around, but they were doing a wine tasting that day.
Wow.
I went home, took a nap.
Yeah. Good Sunday nap?
Yeah, because I'd already taken my long walk, hit Bravo, took a nap, got up, Dak and the Cowboys are already up, and then I just devoured the red zone all day. All right, I need you to give me a summary, just a quick hit, of the Ole Miss Vanderbilt game.
So
for our listeners.
So Rebs started off hot, as everybody expected them to. Kind of coasted in the second half, but I love seeing Quinshon get his numbers, do what he does against, nobody.
Right.
And then, I'd rather see an Ole Miss Vanderbilt game be like 52-7, something like that. But, you can't be mad at an SEC win, whether or not it's a SEC caliber team. And the Rebs came away 33-7. So pretty solid. No, I won't say solid. You're supposed to win, and you did.
Okay.
So fantastic.
Okay.
And now we're looking. They can't look through A&M, but looking to A&M.
But you're locked in. You've mentioned the Georgia game, 3 or 4 times this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one we're winning.
So the one you're winning.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go, guys.
All right. Let me. I was very disappointed that Mississippi State was not locked in and prepared. And at least, look, did I think Auburn would win? Yes. Did I think Freeze would have a bounce back on offense? Yes. Did I think Peyton Thorne would look like Josh Allen? I did not. Did I expect him to play? Did I expect him to take the most reps with what he said to the media and how poorly Freeze had done the week before rotating the 2 quarterbacks? But you can't show up and look that lethargic and lay an egg like that. You can't. Now, you can win 27. You can lose 27-23 over at Auburn, and it be a hell of a football game, and people somewhat walk away maybe with a little bit of a bad taste, but not a awful, terrible bad, like what you woke up with Sunday morning.
Yes.
Drinking Jack Daniels at 1 a.m. at Chuckers, right?
On the rocks.
On the rocks. You were looking for scope and, water with lemon and everything else, right? Mint.
No doubt.
Whatever.
No doubt.
But you can't no-show against a team that's not good in Auburn. And you did. And that's not acceptable. Steve Robertson will join us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line at 8:30. Tom Luganbill at 9:30. Dabo Swinney. He's -3 coach effect. Turn out the lights. The party's over in Clemson. And, I've got one more topic we've got to hit that's going to be delicious on the other side.